Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ferdbird the Nerd with another comic book market report for you all. It is April 1st, so we are done with the first quarter of the year, and what a quarter it has been for all investments around, especially comic books, especially stocks, bonds, what have you. Are we seeing kind of a drawdown in the comic book market? Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's still that hot comic book of the week. There's still that potential cover of the year comic books that are still coming out pretty hot, but there are a bunch of cold keys that I don't think will ever recover, specifically in Star Wars and kind of the new Avengers, whatever you want to call it. I haven't seen a lot of books pop up from there. Your quote unquote value, it's just not there. So let's take a look anyway. I do appreciate everyone's support. Keep watching. We are almost monetized. Maybe one day. I don't really know, but I'll keep doing these reports for you guys because you guys are great. And it'd probably help if I could get my stuff together. Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second. All right, gotta do a little reset here. Sorry, guys. Some interesting books, though, this week, as always, and some kind of cool ones that have actually stayed kind of with their market prices. First off, Moon Knight, the Bill Sienkiewicz variant. I don't know if I said that correctly, but this book was a huge collector's kind of Moon Knight fan. If you're a Moon Knight fan, you need to get this book. This was sold earlier this week for about $1,500 in a 9.8. If you're a Moon Knight fan, you're definitely going after this book. It is a beautiful cover. I think it's great. It's got Moon Knight in full. It's just not for me, but I understand the fandom when it comes to this particular cover. It is a beautiful cover. Does not need to get autographed. Just keep that bad boy in a 9.8 CGC capsule or CBCS, or I don't know if CBCS even around anymore. I don't know, but just a great cover to have. Next up, we have Flash 92. This is the first appearance of Impulse. If you don't read Flash, you don't know who Impulse is, but I feel like this is a modern, quote unquote, key. $20 for a near mint direct copy. If you are trying to collect it for your collection for investment wise, let's say try and get a 9.8 newsstand. Just get it graded. Don't try and mess with the grading. It's just taking too long and it's more expensive. Just go get the 98 newsstand if you're trying to invest in this long term. I think it's a nice spec if you're specking in DC. The guys at Disney could really do a good job at casting this particular Impulse character. I think Timothée Chalamet would be a nice addition to this, but he's Hollywood, man. There's no way they're going to be able to pay him. But nonetheless, if you are in the market for Flash 92 or have it in your collection, $20 for a raw copy. I did not look up CGC numbers for this one, unfortunately. That's not Miles Morales 13. That is the Invincible number 19. First appearance of Battle Beast. Now, I think Battle Beast comes out tomorrow. 400,000 copies of that bad boy. And it is red hot coming out the gate. I think a lot of people either underorder this book or do not anticipate 400,000 units, but that interest is amazing. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But if you are specking or want the one to go with, this is you got to get the Invincible number 19. It's a nice book. It's low spec, 9.8. If you can get one, or not low spec, low print run, and with 400,000 in Battle Beast number 1. I mean, I think I'm gonna pick it up just because I want to read it. But I'm actually currently reading the Invincible Omnibus number 1 right now, and I'm definitely hunting for this book. I want this book. Infamous Iron Man number 1, the book that just keeps, it's like a freaking zombie. It keeps coming up from the grave, and back forth. This is a dollar bin to gold book. I don't think it belongs in your 9.8 CGC graded collection. I think there's just too much to go around with what Infamous Iron Man's going to look like. If it's Doom Iron Man, it's whatever. Wasn't this the one that was supposed to be like Tom Cruise Iron Man? Or that's Superior? I don't know. It's too confusing. It's too many one-offs of one main character. However, if you are thinking this is going to go up, 128 and a 9.8 is what you're going to pay for it. I'd go with the Ribbit covers. Those were going for like 800 and 9.8 a few years back. But I'm personally not going into this. But I felt it was important to go into the market report anyway. Something that hasn't popped because I feel like he hasn't showed up like face-wise, like, face fronting in the previews of Century number 1. I'm curious. I might post my Grail Century 1 on the Bay when he does show up. But 350 bucks and 9.8. This is really hard to get 98 also as well. But if you haven't sold yet and you're wondering when to do it, I think there's still an opportunity to do that. He has to show up on the preview though, or you're going to have to risk it and do a 3-day auction when the movie comes out on Thursday. That's the only way I think you can make money at this point. And we'll see what happens. So Second Stage Turbine Blade #1. The other day I found an old Wizard magazine. I picked it up. It was like $1 at my local comic book shop. And they actually did a report on independent comic books to invest in for the long term. And this was one of the books that they put out there. If you don't know, this is from Claudino Sanchez, member of Coheed and Cambria, alternative rock band from the early 2000s. And I think this guy just has like a very collectible backing. He's usually all of his books are in an independent issuer, and it is really hard to get this in a high grade. 35 bucks for a fine near mint book. Near mints were asking for 100 bucks, and that's raw. The last graded book in a 9.6 I saw was asking for 300. So the only thing I can see this being is just like it's just a rare comic book that people don't have for kind of a cult following writer. But other than that, I don't see this going to the big screen. I don't see like a second series coming out. It's just going to be one of those that are going to float for a long time, and people probably have this in their PC, which is why they're asking for so much for it. But it is really hard to get this in a near mint high grade for sale. So another dead spec, which I was super kind of disappointed about, Dr. Aphra Annual #1. This was super fun to find in the back issue bins because when I was flipping this book, it was just, you could find it everywhere. It's the first Soul and Origin of Black Kristan. I don't think I spelled that correctly. Sorry. 10 bucks though. I mean, people are still paying double cover, which is nice. It's 100% return if you're going off the math. But yeah, I think it's a fun book to read if you're still a Star Wars fan. But as far as spec value is, I don't think so. Fantastic Four #272. I've been seeing this book kind of round about its way to all of the different, not I wouldn't say spec Instagrams, but just I keep seeing it on Instagram in general because of the rumors that Nathaniel Richards actually might show up, and there's like theories point the dots. It's a book to find in your back issue bins, but it's only $3 to $10 on eBay. I love the cover though. I mean, I think the cover is a really cool cover. The interior of the guts don't really do it for me, but it's a cool cover to have nonetheless. It's Fantastic Four, so I'm sure you could find these somewhere in a back issue bin, but I don't know. Does this have potential being those ones that could go 10 times? It could, but people are always about condition, and condition is very important. This is going to be really hard to find in nice condition if you do find a back issue bin. And last but not least, dead spec for the time being. I don't know if this has potential to rise from the dead, but Thor #617, first appearance of Kid Loki. And just kind of an update, man, like comic stores, I know you guys are trying to make your money, and I appreciate all of you guys, but 40 bucks for this at a store I was walking by the other day. Like, update your prices. Otherwise, it's just going to be, I don't know, it's just going to be sitting there for a very long time. I mean, even if Kid Loki shows up again, it's kind of a confusing, spec. Is he going to be part of the new Avengers wave, the younger Avengers, or is he just going to sit there? Are they just going to shelf the project in general? I think there's more likelihood that they're going to shelf the character, which is too bad because I kind of enjoyed him in the Loki series, which is by far top 3 Marvel shows. I really enjoyed the Loki series, but nonetheless, I thought it was a fun one to look up and see what the current prices are for. And I can see this being on a giveaway somewhere. It's just not worth it to me personally, but it might be out there for somebody else, and you may see a little bit more benefit to it. So anyway, that's your market report for the day. I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good week. See ya.